BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 26.
It's been a tough day for the aviation industry, with many carriers reporting their annual or quarterly results. For the industry with the pandemic, these were never necessarily going to be amazing. Qatar Airways is the focus for today's video, with the airline reporting an annual loss of US $4.1 billion, which is actually double of what it said for the year prior, citing that the global pandemic has harmed the way they operate, which, while they still do fly, numbers are nowhere near where they used to be. What's important right off the bat to note is a one-time impairment charge that the Qatar Airways group incurred was worth the sum of US $2.3 billion due to an amount explicitly related to their Airbus A380 and Airbus A330 types, which have been grounded throughout. Even with that though, their losses were still in the USD billions, which simply cannot be ignored. While the news is relatively sad, as the number we focus on is that of the US $4.1 billion, there were some areas of improvement for the airline, with the focus now shifting to their operational losses, which are at US $288.3 million, which is, while definitely still a loss at the end of the day, it's 7% less than that of what they reported in their annual report published for the 2019-2020 year. For Qatar Airways, their freighter sector has enabled them to have better results, with them seeing rises on the 2019-2020 levels. It's been a common theme within the industry. We've seen groups with cargo subsidiaries be a bit better off within the industry, as they still have cash flow even if their passenger operations are struggling and are basically at rock bottom. The carrier's CEO said that whilst our competitors grounded their aircraft and closed their routes, we adapted our entire commercial operations to respond to ever-evolving travel restrictions and never stopped flying, operating a network our passengers and customers could rely on. With the support of our varied fleet of modern, fuel-efficient aircraft, we were able to ensure that more of our scheduled flights operated than any other carrier, and fulfilled our mission of taking stranded passengers home whilst maintaining global supply chains to transport medical and supplies essential to the fight against the pandemic. Once again, I will mention that Qatar Airways did fly during the height of the pandemic, with many people questioning the decision. They specialised, like the CEO mentioned, in offering repatriation flights aiding citizens getting home. While I experienced my fair share of cancellations and problems, at the end of the day they did get me back to Australia, unlike Qantas and a number of other airlines. My experience, having only travelled through Doha for about 9 hours, was an interesting one. Assessing the airport, it was very quiet and had times where it was busy, but ultimately many areas of the terminal felt like ghost towns. Services to North America were definitely the busiest and somewhat gave me flashbacks to a world before the pandemic. However, then there were barely double digits waiting to board flights through to other destinations, including that of Australia. In their press release, they further went on to say, despite enduring one of the most difficult years in the group's history, based on strong commercial fundamentals, the airline has rebuilt its network from a low of 33 destinations to more than 140 destinations today. In addition, the airline continued to identify new markets, launching 9 new destinations. What are your thoughts on the situation currently at Qatar Airways, and of course the sad news that they reported US $4.1 billion in annual losses? Where do you believe they'll be able to improve this for the next year ahead? Do you even think they'll be able to? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, thank you very, very much for watching, and stay tuned for another video coming to the channel tomorrow.